You're right, guys, what's going on? Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is a logo tutorial, but as you can see on the screen, it's just the Apple logo. Now, obviously, if you weren't born in another world, I didn't design this. It's excellently designed, in my opinion, but as you can see, it's just a shape. I'll zoom in here. Everything is designed pretty nicely. Now, everyone thinks this is just an apple, which, yes, it is just an apple, but we're going to be looking in depth with it today. So we're going to go onto the layers panel and we're going to decrease the opacity on this because we don't want to see a fully black one. Let's go to about 30%. Right, okay. One of the most important things in logo design is making sure things are symmetrical. And now I don't mean just like copy and pasting that and then like flipping it over like such, but as you can see, you kind of go hand in hand. I mean, that's kind of cool. Look at Applebee's. Anyway, so this is the Apple logo. I'm going to lock it today and go to another layer. Now, as I said, one of the key things is symmetry. Making sure everything goes hand in hand and it looks fantastic. A lot of logo designers use this tool, and the tool that I'm going to be teaching you today is the shape builder. So rather than just getting the pen tool, zooming in and trying to trace this Apple logo, which would literally take forever, because look at that, it's a bit off still, and then trying to come around like that doesn't really work. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a lot of circles. As you can see, everything's round, so the measurement should be okay. The best thing about this is you can do it quite rough, so that needs to be a bit smaller. Just going to make this a tiny bit smaller. Now, you've probably seen diagrams all over the internet about the golden ratio when it comes to logo design. I don't fully understand it yet, so I'm not going to really give a big opinion on that. But this Apple logo was designed just using circles, and there's a diagram all over the internet now which shows you how to do it, kind of thing. And I kind of just thought I'd put things in perspectives, because as you see, those three circles are put into different positions, right? That's obviously the cutout of the apple, those two make the leaf. And we're just going to see how far we can go with this. Now, most of the circles are going to be completely different sizes. It's okay, like these three here, like these two and this one are exactly the same size. This one's a bit bigger, so I'm going to take the size reference from this one that we've used, because that seems to be on the borderline, and I'm just going to copy that over across. Right, it's not perfect, but you get the general idea. And then I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to try and make a circle the exact size of that. Now, see, I've tried this once before, and this little apple down here is a pain in the backside, so bear with me a second. Right, that should do. So copy this one over. Now, as you see the touch in it, it's very important that you make all the circles touch. I'll explain properly later why. Right, you can ignore if they overlap as well, because it's a case of just, it's trial and error with this thing. You can make 70 changes to a tiny little circle and it might mean the world, whether it be an amazing logo or an absolutely dreadful logo. Now, see, with this one, it needs to be a very big circle, because obviously around the apple. Right, so now I'm just trying to line them up. That goes with that. Now, this could really do with being a tiny bit smaller, because then I can push that out. That touches there, and then obviously that's just, right. I get it. It's not perfect, like, but it's a stepping stone in it for everyone. Same with this one here. So as you can see, they're just about touching, which is perfect. Now we've got to do this bottom of the apple. Now I'm going to take the top one that I used here, just to kind of do the bottom one. Now I know they're perfectly aligned because obviously I've only moved it down using Shift key. Once again, scaling it up, making sure it's the exact right size. Right, I could do with that being a tiny bit bigger. So let's do that, move it down. There you go, that seems to be okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this into a shape. So what you do is make sure lay behind. Okay, let's clear that. But let's keep it on for 1 second because it helps you to decipher what shapes you're going to cut out and things like that. So highlight everything and go to Shift and M, which is the shape builder tool. So obviously you can see things have their own little categories. Shapes are built from these circles that we did before, and anything that kind of intersects each other just forms its own little shape. So let's get rid of a couple things now. Right, so you just click to add a shape, or you can drag your line through like that. So obviously that's going there anyway because that's part of the Apple logo, as you can see where the dark bits are. But if we wanted to get rid of these things on the side, we use the Alt key. So we just draw through it. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way, which is just like holding Alt and clicking every individual one, but that can prove to be a pain in the backside. Now, as you can see, if I get rid of this, you see if we zoom in here, I didn't do it properly. It doesn't connect. So I'm going to go back before I even started the shape builder. And I'm just going to move this up the tiniest bit. Okay. Now everything should still run smoothly. So if I go back into the shape tool, there you go. It's fixed itself, you see. So if I go into that, remove that, remove that. Right, and I'll just do this really quickly. So get rid of them. Get rid of them, don't need them. I'm going to make that one just by standard dragging my mouse through it, or touchpad, whatever you use. And I'm just going to do the complete opposite with this one, just to get rid of the little chunk out of the apple. Best thing as well, if you have any loose bits like this one up here, you can just easily just draw through that again. Get rid of the bottom. I messed up again, guys. Right, so try and do it this way. This is a little bit of a cheat way just to save time for the tutorial. But it should be okay. Do. Right, ignore that completely if you want to. That's perfectly fine by me. Now, merge it into one shape, reverse it, boom. A terrible Apple logo. So now, if I get rid of that, just move it to the side. As you can see, it's quite similar, but I made one before. So, let's get rid of that rubbish. And let's bring in my good one. Let me just center this. There you go. Right, so as you can see, this one in the center is the perfect Apple logo that I grabbed from Google Images. Now if we move it next to this, as you can see, it's pretty similar. I mean, the bottom still needs a little bit of work, but this is the wireframe that I use just to kind of make it. So I'll do it really quick with this one. So if I ungroup it, go to, as I said before, if you go to Shift and M, you can get rid of things. So let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and that. Messed up on that one. That's okay. Everyone messes up now and again. It's the best thing about graphic design. You can mess up as many times as you want and it still might look good. And there you go. Straightforward. Straight to the point. And if we move this back down, shrink it a little bit, this should, if I've done anything right whatsoever, there you go, should just sit right on top of it. So there you go, guys, that was the end of the tutorial. I hope it helped you, because I only learnt this about 2 years ago and it's helped me out considerably, because you can go from having just, well, as you saw, that first Apple logo that I had, into something nice and smooth like this. It helps when you're tracing images or anything like that, or say if you've done a sketch that you haven't done specifically round, or you're not a very good drawer so you can't do circles very well. This helps a lot. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been the end of the tutorial. If you've got any questions or any other suggestions you want to know, pop them down in the comments below, and I'll see you later.